Hi students, welcome back to geology. In this first video for volcanoes and igneous rocks, we're going to talk about why volcanoes erupt. So first things first, our first pondering question is going to be, why do you think volcanoes exist where they do and how do they erupt? So that's going to play into, why do we care? Why should we study volcanoes? So if you didn't know, over time, lava breaks down and it turns into soil or sediment. When we get to sedimentary rocks, this will make a little bit more sense. But over time, the volcanic rock that comes out of volcanoes will weather and erode into some sort of soil. That soil often is very, very fertile, making it great for crops, which is where people would congregate, right? So people would develop their um, foundations there, build crops or plant crops, and then eventually settle there. And by doing so, they put themselves at major risk for these volcanic hazards. So we'll talk about the volcanic hazards in one of the next videos, but first things first here, we want to talk about a little bit of the anatomy of a volcano. So all material that comes out of a volcano starts as magma or molten rock. Okay, and when it's underneath the ground surface, it's inside the earth still, we call it magma. When it finally erupts out of a volcano, we call that lava. Okay, there's other things here that we'll get into in other videos, like the crater, the ash cloud, layers of ash, lava flow, sills, laccoliths. We'll talk about that throughout all of these videos. All right, some volcano basics. So we talked about lava and magma. When lava cools at the surface, it forms volcanic igneous rocks. And when magma cools underground, it forms our plutonic igneous rocks. So when this molten rock solidifies, it forms a rock. All right. Depending on the composition of the lava or the magma, we're going to see different types of rocks come out of different volcanoes and from different plutons, which we'll get into in the next few videos. The composition of the lava is controlled by the viscosity. So if there is greater silica, there's greater viscosity, meaning that the lava or the magma is stickier. Okay, viscosity is the ease of flow of magma, and that is measured by the silica and the gas content. So again, if there's more gas and more silica, it's going to be harder to move that material, which will play a role in how explosive certain volcanoes are. On Earth, most volcanoes are found around the perimeter of plate tectonic boundaries, and the Pacific plate has a lot of different interactions. The region around the Pacific Ocean, where most of the volcanic eruptions and actually earthquakes occur on Earth, is called the Pacific Ring of Fire. And so you can see extending from South America all the way through North America, the Aleutian Islands, down the Japan Trench, through the Philippines, down through New Zealand, there's tons of volcanoes. Okay, so we call this the Pacific Ring of Fire. And if we zoom in on North America, on the west side here, we have lots of volcanoes here as well. In California, some of the most notable are Mount Shasta, Lassen Peak, Medicine Lake Volcano, and then all of those red dots, or red triangles, excuse me, are the Cascade volcanoes that extend from Northern California all the way through Oregon, Washington, and then into Canada there. And this is all from the Juan de Fuca plate, the Explorer plate, and the Gorda plate subducting beneath North America, creating those continental volcanoes. And so if we take a step back looking at plate tectonics that we did previously, we know that volcanoes come from convergent plate boundaries, divergent plate boundaries, and our hotspots. So our convergent plate boundaries, we have flux melting, so hydrated material is brought down into the mantle and creates those continental volcanoes. With divergent plate boundaries, we have decompression melting, where two plates are splitting apart, magma is upwelling. And then in hot spots, we really just have a really hot mantle material that is upwelling and trying to force its way to the surface. So with that, we can look at the three volcano types. There'll be three different videos that you watch. Shield volcanoes are passive eruptions. An example is the Hawaiian volcanoes. Composite stratovolcanoes are explosive eruptions. An example would be the Cascade volcanoes. Calderas are catastrophic eruptions, and an example there would be Crater Lake. And I have examples of each of these in California as well. And understanding the differences between them is really important because the hazards are significantly different. So here's some example ash falls from Mount St. Helens 1980 eruption in the upper kind of left-hand corner of that map. And then all those really large circles are from Long Valley Caldera and Yellowstone, which are caldera or supervolcanoes that when they erupt, they produce enormous amounts of ashfall that can cover most of the United States. To show you magma by volume, Lassen Peak is down there, that little tiny blue one at the bottom left there of this diagram. And then Mount St. Helens is that kind of middle green one there of the small. And then you can see everything else that's larger, all of the orange are caldera eruptions. So calderas are massive, massive in comparison to every other volcano type on Earth. All right, so in this video, we talked about 3 different types of volcanoes: shield, composite, strato, and calderas. We talked a little bit about their eruption styles, although we'll go into further detail in future videos. We also talked about viscosity being controlled by silica and gas in the lava or the magma. Volcanic rocks erupt from volcanoes and cool at the surface. And then in your notes, I would like you to connect viscosity to eruption style. So when we get into the future videos, you can kind of go back and revise that, but make a connection between explosivity and stickiness of the lava. So if the lava is really sticky, do you think it's really hard to move? And would it produce a more explosive eruption? I'll leave you with that, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.